I blink, and I'm somewhere else. A swamp. The air's so thick, humid, every breath feels like drinking something warm. And these trees, they're the size of skyscrapers. The sky's a deeper green than anything I've ever seen, filtered through a canopy so thick that midday feels like dusk. Something just flew over my head. And it's not a bird. There weren't any birds yet. Like something huge just took a breath. Now it's crawling out of the muck. It's an arthropod, easily 6 feet long. And if it notices me, I have to stay still. The Carboniferous Period lasted from roughly 359 to 299 million years ago. That's before dinosaurs, before mammals, before almost anything you'd recognize on a casual walk through the woods. But it wasn't a dead world. Some reached 40 to 50 meters tall. Standing underneath them feels like walking through the ribs of a cathedral, except the architecture is alive and breathing.
And their bark was armored and ribbed, like something designed for a different planet entirely. And here is the key detail, the one fact that rewrites everything else. At the peak of the Carboniferous, the air carried roughly 35% oxygen. Today, we're down near 21. That extra oxygen didn't just make each breath richer, it changed the limits of what muscles could pull, of what exoskeletons could hold.
80 million years ago, in the age of huge insects, dragonflies ruled the skies. Even today, their hunts are almost flawless, snaring prey in midair with a success rate over 95%. Dragonflies, the ultimate aerial hunters. Stop the flies and the dragonfly decides to hunt something, it almost never misses. Instead of chasing its target, it runs the numbers, predicting where the prey will be an instant later and beating it there. Its brain and eyes work together like a high-speed computer, guiding every wing beat with precise boners and precission period reads of roaches being. That's in balls of this dragonfly, and for the dragonfly's lethal accuracy isn't new. Its giant ancestor Meganeura sees 300 million mayflies amphibian and flew at estimated speeds of 25 to 35 kilometers per hour, a blur against the Carboniferous sky. And it almost certainly fed on other large insects like early mayflies and even small amphibians that lingered at the water's edge. With spines they lost mile monster, its medium limits just about gold for the first time. Everyone can pretend of musical-bound dragonflies, wings scaled up to the size of a seagull. Over 50 million years of unchallenged evolution, it's blind. Your world had never produced a single thing capable of threatening it. You've been here for 90 seconds, and you are already being tracked. That flash of copper in the corner of your vision, don't mistake it for a bird. It's the top predator of the shoreline.
Back in the Carboniferous, Earth's atmosphere held about 35% oxygen. Almost twice what we breathe today. That extra oxygen didn't just make the air richer. It let creatures grow to sizes that seem unreal now.
They're huge and kind of awesome.
More oxygen? Air infuses through them. Here's why. Insects don't have lungs. They breathe through a network of tiny tubes called tracheae, and oxygen just diffuses through them.
So it's like air just seeps in.
Exactly. The more oxygen in the air, the farther it can travel down those tubes. Back then, the extra O2 and legs, in a 35% oxygen atmosphere, those tubes could penetrate far deeper, supporting body masses that today's air simply can't sustain.
That's why even this giant millipede could breathe.
Exactly. Its tracheal system could flood with oxygen all the way into the center of its body, fueling every leg and segment. And it needed a lot of...
It is beautiful.
Bigger than your wingspan of nearly 70 centimeters, it was a dominant predator of the skies.
Bigger than some birds today.
And fast. Those long-veined wings let it snatch prey in mid-air. Other insects,
All powered by the same oxygen-rich air?
Exactly. Back then, atmospheric oxygen hovered around 31%, almost half again what we breathe today. With so much in every breath, insects could grow enormous. And the extra oxygen supercharged their flight muscles, letting them hunt things most modern dragonflies wouldn't dare, like that little amphibian. Right, this griffinfly was...
Now, before you comfort yourself by thinking it's just a big dragonfly, let's talk about what dragonflies actually are.
Bigger than I realized, for starters. They're aerial hunters with eyes made of thousands of lenses, giving them almost a full circle of vision.
Wow.
And they're not just good. They're among the most efficient predators on Earth. Studies show modern dragonflies snag more than 95% of the prey they go after.
95? That's basically automatic.
If a dragonfly decides to hunt something, odds are it's already caught. Watching it in action, I believe it. Imagine a prehistoric one, wingspan like a hawk, hunting the same way.
You're watching the sky. That's your first mistake. Look down. Arthropleura. Trackways tell us individuals stretched over 2.5 meters, longer than most people are tall. And here, that length is very much alive. You'd better hope it stays busy with the leaf litter. Some estimates push that to 2.6 meters long and nearly 0.5 meter wide. That is an animal the size of a car hood, with hundreds of legs. Each step tilts the forest floor, and every plate of armor is another reason you wouldn't last here. Moving through the undergrowth right now, toward the vibration your footsteps just created. Sensory hairs along its body catch that tremor like taut strings. Each antenna tastes the air for the scent of you, and it's getting closer. Current evidence suggests Arthropleura was probably an herbivore, eating decaying plant matter and spores. It likely didn't actively hunt things like you. Instead, its massive jaws were built to rake through rotting wood, shredding leaves and fungus in the leaf litter. Once it's satisfied, it simply keeps moving, part of the forest's slow, patient cleanup crew. If you step near one, if you disturbed it, but if it simply moved through the space you happen to occupy, and in this foliage, you would not see it coming. Those mandibles, those countless legs, are built for power. A careless moment could end with bones crushed into the mulch. Best to let it pass, and breathe again when the forest swallows it whole. Hundreds of armored legs, each tipped with a claw, would reflexively grip and drag. One by one, they pull the body forward, scouring bark, grinding soil, until the entire column ripples past. Only when the last segment fades into shadow do you realize you've been holding your breath. The forest closes again, and you stand in the quiet it leaves behind.
Careful! You're not built for this floor.
Ugh, this mud's like quicksand.
Check out these imprints.
Yeah. By the way, the fossil trackways of Arthropleura are called diplognites.
Whatever made them must be huge.
There it is.
Incredible.
It's like watching prehistory come alive.
And those tracks? They've turned up in Scotland and New Brunswick.
So people knew about Arthropleura before they ever saw one?
Exactly. The widths of the impressions told researchers how massive it had to be decades before any well-preserved bodies were found.
That must have been a shock when they... Hard to believe something with that many legs could leave such a clear trail.
Each footstep acts like a stamp. Multiply that by dozens of legs and a body the length of a car and you get a mud signature no one can miss.
Good thing it's heavy. The canopy thickens, anything could be watching.
That's comforting.
Hold up, left side, smaller millipedes.
I see them. Let's keep moving before they notice us.
Stay low.
Water ahead. Might mask our trail.
Not a stinger, more like a probe.
Carboniferous scorpion ancestor?
Close enough. Nasty if it gets a hold of you.
Let's give it space.
Stay low, I'll go first.
Right behind you.
That's a good get. Yeah, another mine here.
I see it. Keep moving. It's unlighted.
Look at the size of those pincers. Hominoscorpius curtinensis.
Carboniferous. They found one just like this in Scotland.
Means it's been here for 300 million years.
And whatever left it might still have cousins around.
Hominoscorpius curtinensis, a giant scorpion from Carboniferous Scotland. Reached lengths of up to 70 centimeters. That's the length of your forearm. Seeing it up close really drives home how big it was. This predator would have prowled the coal swamps, hunting smaller arthropods and even early amphibian. Eating swamp parts. Those claws don't just grab, they lock onto prey like a vice, stopping it from wriggling free. The hollow stinger delivers venom from a gland at the base of the tail. Once injected, the toxin quickly overwhelms muscles and nerves. With the victim subdued, the scorpion can take its time, using its small mouth. These weren't anomalies. These were dominant, successful predators in an ecosystem that had yet to produce anything capable of threatening them. For millions of years, scorpions like these ruled the ancient wetlands, unchallenged at the top of the food chain. There were no birds, no lizards as we know them, no mammals. Nothing in this world had ever given these animals a reason to be afraid of anything. They were the unchallenged monarchs of their time, armored titans striding through a land still learning what a predator could be. It means they have no fear of you. In this ecosystem, you are not a predator, not a visitor. You're simply part of the evening they've always known. And if you move with the tide, you'll leave it the same way. Respect earns passage here. 50 million BC, the air's so thick you can almost taste it.
Hard to believe it's the same planet.
It's not just the insects. Let's go back to the oxygen. 35% atmospheric O2?
Sounds like a superpower.
Then let's breathe it in and keep moving.
Oxygen feels like I sprinted a mile.
Your blood's loading up too fast.
35% oxygen isn't a gift, it's a warning.
So much for faster recovery.
More oxygen means more reactive molecules. Where physiology evolved entirely in a 21% oxygen world, this place is basically overclocking my
You
cells.
burn hotter, you burn out quicker. That's why we log every spike and take breaks before the damage sets in.
And 3% is already flirting with hyperoxia. Cells start misfiring, nerves seize. Not a club I want membership in.
Then we stay on the timer. No hero breaths.
Agreed.
Filters are pulling it down
34 and
fast.
sliding. We keep moving before the numbers climb again.
River trail it is.
The Neri likes me. High oxygen inflames lung tissue. It disrupts the exchange at the alveoli. Stay in it too long and you get seizures, fluid in the lungs, organs shutting down one by one.
Then we don't stay. Timer says we're safe for 45 more minutes. After that, we find cover or bail out.
Assuming the trail holds and the numbers. Your cells have no adaptation for this. Your entire respiratory system is calibrated for a world that doesn't exist here yet. And then there's fire.
It's venting from the fault line. Probably methane pockets catching the oxygen surge.
Which means the air past it will spike again.
We'll skirt the edge, keep moving with the river. Stay low and stay filtered. According to sailing on the couch.
The heat's intense, but the smoke isn't just modern. Some of these rocks are blackened like fossil char. Inertinite, they call it. Remnants of wildfires that burned before this whole valley was coal. Carboniferous seams carried it.
Fossilized charcoal. It's called inertinite. Can you believe this was once a tree burned in a wildfire 300 million years ago?
Wildfire? Back in the Carboniferous? That's wild. And it's not...
These layers tell us the fires weren't one-off accidents. They kept happening over and over.
Because the air held 35% oxygen back then?
Exactly. With that much oxygen, a lightning strike could ignite a forest like a match to dry paper. And the flames burn hotter, spreading faster.
Makes sense. Those ancient forests must have been a different business.
It spreads faster, and it doesn't stop for miles.
So to sum it up, you're standing in a forest of ancient giants, humidity thick as fog, dragonflies the size of crows buzzing overhead. Every tree...
The Carboniferous was loud like that. Life stomping the accelerator, fire pressing the brakes.
Guess that part hasn't changed much.
Nope. But we get to choose how the next page reads.
Then let's keep walking.
Lead the way.
Here's the most important thing to understand about this world. It didn't belong to us, or anything like us, or anything building toward us. Here left, insects were the first animals to take the sky under their own power, 350 million years ago. For nearly 100 million after that, they were alone up there. Their wings carved the air before birds. The Undine drink has been too communicating. They're the only flying animals on Earth. Complete aerial dominance. No competition. No predators from above. Just sky that belonged entirely and without contest to them. The underground, arthropods occupied nearly every ecological niche we associate today with mammals, birds, and reptiles. They hauled freight, guarded territory, raised their broods in warren-like... They were the decomposers and the hunters, the ambush predators and the filter feeders, the dominant grazers and the apex carnivores. In every gutter, canal, and rooftop, chitin ruled the food. The vertebrates of this era, early amphibians, the first primitive proto-reptiles, were secondary characters. They lingered in puddles and on shaded stones, breathing through gills or flicking tongues for insects, careful to avoid the stamp of larger feet in the shadow of patient hunters. They lived in margins the arthropods had, but the signs were there, in stronger limbs, in eggs laid beyond the water's edge, in lungs that could draw the dry night air.
I am a highly evolved primate. Millions of years of refinement, cultural memory, cognitive sophistication, and I'm just getting started. In the Carboniferous, you are soft, slow, warm, completely unprecedented, and entirely out of place. Yet even here, the story is already tilting your way.
Minute 0. I'm here. The air hits me, sharp and clear. My lungs start pulling in the elevated oxygen. Let's run the clock. Vision sharpens, colors ignite. A faint ringing sits at the edge of hearing. My body calls it clarity. It's not. It's the first whisper of toxicity. I have to remember that. And keep moving. Well, you move. Critical mistake. Motion carries through the floor of the woods. Pressure waves lace the soil, spreading farther than sight. Every arthropod down here feels them, mechanoreceptors flaring along their legs. I just told them I'm here. The Meganeura spotted me. Those compound eyes don't lie. My outline's logged against the tree line now. I'm a file in its nervous system. Data for anything that hunts the hunters, and anything that keys off them will already be triangulating. Need to move before the ripple reaches a bigger receiver. Quiet, precise. In a forest with this density of arthropod life, physical contact isn't possibility, it's certainty. Stay small. Let it commit first, then redirect. Don't move. It's on the boot. Can't see what it is. Too dark. Let it pass. Let it pass. All right. Focus back on the big one. Look at it. What you know is that it has been here, in this exact ecological role, for 50 million years longer than our entire lineage existed, and I'm about to challenge it with a pocket knife.
Physiological decline. Pulmonary strain from hyperoxic exposure is now measurable. Your chest is tightening. Bronchocognitive. Warning, large fauna detected at your rear.
Oxygen toxicity has progressed beyond self-correction. Medical intervention is required.
Noted. Just keep me moving.
Lava pocket 30 meters ahead. Entering will reduce systemic load.
Then that's home.
Heart rate stabilizing. Oxygen saturation rising.
Good. We rest for ages.
Subsurface fauna in motion.
Yeah, I feel it.
Airborne predator. 70 centimeter wingspan. Preparing second approach. 6-minute survival probability. Low.
Then we don't give it 6.
Oxygen saturation 40%. Heart rate decreasing.
Good. Point me to an exit before that thing gets brave.
Let's move.
It's like a world of giants.
Oxygen's off the charts 35%. Huh? Temperature's dropping fast.
The swamp, it's draining.
Oxygen's falling too. The age of coal is ending.
A new chapter for Earth begins. Earth was right. And with them, the age of outsized insects fades. But life doesn't stop. It shifts.
Towards something new. Hope signaled there's a mission to have it fun, and eventually, after hundreds of millions more years of extinction and renewal, we arrived. Life keeps remaking the world, and we stand on the latest page of that story. Everything that followed leads here.
And it's still going. Vonnegut. It's worth sitting with the fact that for the vast majority of Earth's history as a living planet, the dominant life forms were the ones that still make your skin crawl.
We showed up ones you flinched from in the garden.
The ones you photographed from across the room.
They're older than our language for fear. Older than our first questions about what we are.
100 million years ago, insects were giants. Now they're small, harmless, beneath us. People call my fear irrational. Maybe they're wrong. 300 million years of planetary history might suggest that the instinct is older than the logic that dismisses it. Maybe it remembers for me. They were here first. They were here longest. They survived every mass extinction that ended every other dynasty. Maybe that's why the sound of wings still feels like a memory old. And in some very important ways, they never really left. If this one made your skin crawl just a little, good.